begin this Jujitsu video, we have a lot of different things that are going to be shown in this one, but we are going to start first with sword movement, okay? You have to remember, part of our Jujitsu system comes from Aikido and Aiki Jitsu, okay? And a lot of the take katana or arm deflections come from sword movement, okay? You've seen some of the Kata that have been shown here. I studied for a little bit of time in the past, and I always found it beneficial to my empty hand techniques. So from right here, we're going to talk about applying some of these concepts. Number one, I'm holding the sword downward, okay? The blade is pointing up. Now I'm using a bokken for right now because it's training wise, and this will be good for you to have a representation for it, okay? I'm holding on the left side. If it's on the right, it's not in play. If it's on the left, it is in play. So right here, I'm first going to work on grabbing the sword at the base of the thumb. I shouldn't even be able to look at it. I can close my eyes, and it's going to go there every single time. Okay? Right hand is going to be on top. Left hand is going to be on bottom. Okay? Now, we're going to build up these drills as we go forward in the future lessons. But we're going to first talk about the 3 heights you need to work on for cutting. So, cuts coming in from the shomen uchi. So shomen, front head, uchi strike. Okay? You remember, you're cutting only with the last 6 to 8 inches. From here downward, you're using this for defense. So, first, joran, head, up. Notice, unlike other iai that come back here, you're going to keep this up where you can hold the sword up high. You're going to go 1, stop at your head level. 1, 2, 3. Notice, I'm not even changing feet yet. I'm just keeping in a stationary position. Basically, 1, my left foot is going to go behind, my right foot's going forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then chudan for 5. 1, stop at the belly button area. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then geidan, you're going to stop about a few inches above the ground. Another reason why we use a bokken rather than a steel blade at your guys' beginning levels. I'm not touching the mat. I'm working on getting a full cut. Three, 4, 5. Now, the second drill I want you to work on is a very simple drill where you're working on cutting a horizontal cut. Yoko giri, meaning to the side, okay? For right now, we're gonna go to the head, right above the eyebrows. Reason, blood's gonna drain from the eyebrows into the eyes, they can't see. All we're gonna work on is this, pinky, ring, middle. And we're gonna stop it a few times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, I'm gonna teach you your first standing kata, okay? That can be applied in 4 different angles, but for right now, we're just gonna work on the one. My working in front, okay? So, we're gonna grab the sword as we draw out. Notice, my hand is guiding all the way to the tip of the sword. From right there, cut out to the side, yoko giri, up, go to chudan. Again. You should breathe, relax. Side over here. Now the next part, the shibori, or the shaking out the blood of the actual sword. There's a few different ways. First way that we're going to work with, it's pretty simple. Feet come together, circle goes right in front, blade stops and cuts down in a circular manner. point is pointing towards your enemy. From right there, connect the back of the blade while the blade, the actual sharp part, is up. And from right there, slide back and then come forward. This is representation of putting the sword back in the saya or the sheath. So full kata looks like so. All right, that's number one, otherwise known as Maya. Okay, now the next hand techniques I want to show you today for your strikes before we get to our grappling portion is as such. Okay, working on the shudo and the reverse shudo, yaku shudo, hitting with the same part of the hand, the knife hand. Okay, we're not coming back here to strike here. We're going to turn the head and move forward. 1, back to the side. 2, notice I'm turning my back away, turning it away. 1, 2, 1, 2. Same thing to the rear. 1, 2. You can even come 1, 2. So we have 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right? Pretty simple. Not hard to figure out. Okay? Next part that I want you to focus on is taking the fingers and working on that jab. Okay? Nukite. To the eyes, the throat, etc. So, just like the back fist, how we step in and turn, or the jab in boxing, using the same thing here, but this time, we're going to do this 2 different ways. 1 without interception and 2 with interception. Without interception, boom. Fingers are just going straight out to the eyes, the throat. With interception, palms coming in to trap, and then moving in. 1, 2. I do want to make something very clear. Our family's Jujitsu system is a hybrid system, mixing traditional Okinawan karate, tradition Shorin Juru Okinawate, with Aikido and Aiki Jitsu. Okay? Coming together to formulate our family system of Jeckel-Ryu Jujitsu. Okay? So, just keep that in mind. Okay? So, that being said, let's move on to the grappling. All right, for the grappling portion, we're going to focus on Kazushi, okay, for body positioning, okay? For, you have the hip throw that we want to cover the Kazushi for. We're going to cover also regular Saranage, Marote Saranage, and also the head wheel throw, okay? Obviously, this is a little different when you're dealing with a live person. When we're dealing with the grappling dummy, this is to work on setting up Kazushi, taking balance, okay? So for the hip throw, notice my hips are underneath. I pop it over as it goes forward. So one more time. Arms wrapped around, hips perpendicular, hold the arm out. And that's for the hip throw, Ogoshi. Saranage, same basic concept. However, you're holding the body here, arm is wrapped around, extended. Same thing, you're gonna pop the hips up and over. Same exact concept. So number 2, as you're right here for Saranage, up and over, okay? Now, the next technique we're going to cover, Marote Saranage. Marote meaning 2 arm, okay? So unlike regular Saranage, where we're having one arm grabbing, the other one's just hooking around, Marote, you're grabbing, applying your elbow underneath the armpit, and helping that with that motion, okay? So for example, notice my elbow's underneath his armpit, As it's right here, I'm holding onto his gi, etc., or jacket or backpack. Applying the same concept. So again, underneath, hold, up and over. Notice, each time, and this is a good thing to practice when you have a grappling dummy, when you are having a training partner, or even when you're doing it solo. Because you want to be able to protect your partner when you're training and still have the control in a self-defense situation to where it doesn't get taken to a very negative situation, okay? And finally, the wheel turn throw. So, as you're right here, legs going underneath, and flip over. It's very similar to the Aikido or Yurimi nugget. So again, you're grabbing, heads, arms holding here, legs here, and it goes over, okay? Now, one more thing I want to cover in this video is the solo Aiki Taso work between regular Tenkan and Yurimi Tenkan, as well as the footwork for Yurimi, Yurimi-ashi, Tenkan, and Yurimi Tenkan, Ushiro, and Ushiro Tenkan. 6 different footworks, okay? Starting from right here. Right foot forward, Yurimi. We're sliding off line. Literally off line. You notice my hands are up. Okay? Yurimi-ashi, meaning I'm going to take a step forward and enter in. Take a step forward, enter in. Tenkan. Turn to the side, pivot. Okay? Again, so if I'm going this direction, so you can see 1, 2, hands are still up. Yurimi Tenkan. I'm going to take a step and pivot. Take a step, pivot. So those are 4 right there. So again, Yurimi, Yurimi-ashi, Tenkan, Yurimi Tenkan. Next 2. Yoshiro, meaning we're just going to go straight back. Ushiro-ashi, and back. And Ushiro Tenkan. As we step to the side, we're going to pivot. Again, step backward at a 45-degree angle, and then pivot. That is your footwork I want you to work on. The Aiki Taso being Tenkan and Yurimi Tenkan. Let's start with the Yurimi Tenkan. Just like in the adaptive Wing Chun or Wu Sao, our hand is going to come up, or when we're grabbing the sword, up, take a step, and turn. Step, turn, step, turn. It's really just the Yurimi Tenkan. I'm taking a step and turn, step, turn. More fluidly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? That's Yurimi Tenkan. Regular Tenkan is as that person's going to grab, and step off and connect. Hands are open, like I'm carrying firewood. Grab, turn. Grab, turn. Grab, turn, grab,